It's Week 16 of the National Football League. And here's J.C. Horn.
Well, it is just the perfect time of year for a trip to the Carolinas, and that's where we find ourselves at Bank of America Stadium in Uptown Charlotte. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Green Bay Packers taking on the Carolina Panthers. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, and Charles, we look at this Panther ball club as they enter play here. They were winners last time out, so they'll be looking, Charles, to make it 2 in a row.
And what I enjoyed when I watched their game tape and their victory last week is they put it together in every phase. Good offense, good defense, and some key plays on special teams. Let's see if they can get that second win in a row.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they're hitting their stride of late. Winners of 3 of their last 4.
And this coaching staff has to be pleased with how their defense played last week. They held their opponents to 3 points, and that was it. If they get anything comparable to that performance, this one's in the bag.
And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. So here are the Panthers set to take over for the first time. And Charles will get a look at the much-heralded rookie Bryce Young, the first overall pick from April's draft.
And you and I both know that any win is a good win, and that's what they did last week. But there's also plenty for him to work on in his game, wasn't there?
Yeah.
2 touchdowns, an interception. Yeah, you know, he wants to increase that a little bit in terms of ratio. But first and foremost, they did win the game.
Ready, 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 ready.
They start on the ground here at Sanders. And he's going to lose yardage here, back to his own 18. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. We're always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11.
Ready.
Now Young. In trouble here, and down he goes. Back at the 8-yard line. And while all of that was going on with a sack, it appears, unfortunately, we have an injured player. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
And a fair catch is taken here, a step or 2 inside the 45-yard line. So here are the new-look Packers set to go to work. And at the helm here in 2023, a lot of eyes on this man in his 4th NFL season, Jordan Love.
That was a solid performance last week, wasn't it? 2 touchdowns, no interceptions, ran the team well, won the ball game. Bottom line, may not have been earth-shattering, but it didn't need to be.
Love going to break the huddle, lead the Packers up here 1st and 10 at the 45. The Panther rush too strong. They get there and take him down. Brian Burns, he's the one to get him, and that is sack number 7 for him on the year.
And so much for that great field position to start the game. Now they're way behind the sticks. Can't wait to see what their second down call is going to look like now.
Love looking to throw it. This is caught. It's Christian Watson. And he has a big gain inside the 40 before being dropped. A first down there on a pickup of 25. To pass, here's Jordan Love. This pass complete to Melton. And he's going to get this inside the 30. Back-to-back nice plays, 12 yards that time and a first down.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
11 yards for number 11.
And we're going to see the ball in the air quite a bit here. This is a top 5 passing offense in the NFL, and they certainly like to get everybody involved. So this defense, they're going to have to be able to counterpunch somehow. They couldn't there, and it's an opening drive, first down.
And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. But yet another completion here on this opening drive, and he's now perfect 4 of 4 to start. Pretty solid execution here.
And how about how everyone's handled their nerves? Because you know what it's like to start a ball game. You're so amped up and ready to go, and sometimes the execution isn't there. They've been flawless so far. Well drilled, well prepared, and excited to start this game.
4 yards on the play, and that leads to the first and goal.
Many different ways to create space, but on that play, he did it with that big, wide body of his. Didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the play, but it did what it was supposed to. Pick up a first down.
Out of the shotgun, it's Love. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. Down this close to the goal line, first down. Surprised that wasn't a run?
I am, and you know I'm old school. I want to run the ball on first down in this situation because second down, that gives me an option of running play action, maybe throwing it.
They'll go again from the 3 here on second and goal. On play action, Love to throw. Under pressure, down he goes. Sacked at the 10. Shaq Thompson making his presence felt on the sack.
When you're this close to the goal line, you got to expect pressure from the defense, so the ball's got to come out fast. Got to get out of his hands quicker.
Now from back at the 9 after that last play, this is third and goal. Now Love. He's got Watson. It's caught. Touchdown, Packers. A great play there. His 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This fielded right at the goal line. And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. And as this offense makes their way back out, NFC playoff race time, we give you a look at what's going on there. Well, with 3 weeks left, they are in one of those 3 wild card spots, Charles, but that spot is not clinched, and there's not a ton of breathing room for them. So the bottom line, they just need to focus on winning right now.
Yeah, they totally have their eyes open, don't they? They know they've got teams trying to run them down. They can hear their footsteps. The question coaches ask guys in the locker room, do you have another gear left to pull away and lock in that playoff spot? If so, let's hit it.
That's his first catch of the game, and an impressive one against multiple defenders.
And how about that start? Really aggressive. Yeah, there was double coverage out there, but that didn't stop them at all. They went right at it and defeated it on that play.
So one play, and they're already just shy of midfield. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And he knocks the ball away, and it falls incomplete. The Panthers at 500, 7-7 on the year. They were winners their last time out, so they'll be looking to make it 2 in a row.
And so much about football, partner, comes down to mindset. Being in the right frame of mind, and the best way to get in that good frame of mind, winning. So they come in feeling good. They've got the home crowd behind them. I think they're going to be tough to beat in this one.
This is 3rd and 1. Very likely 4-down territory, even if they don't get it, though. They'll try and run for it with Sanders. And I don't think he got there. No, they stop him right where it all started. No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave them with a 4th down.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a first down.
And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. Well, we kind of looked at each other as they decided to go for it. But in the end, great execution, a 6-yard gain, and it all works out. After one, 7-0 on EA Sports. second quarter now from Charlotte, and it's the Panthers with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. And Dalton to throw. And once again, this is Sanders. And he'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Giving back-to-back catches now. That one for 16 and another 1st down.
And I like the idea here. Get the ball in his hands, even if it's in the passing game. 3 catches a week ago, and he does a nice job here to pick up yardage.
Dalton operating in the red zone now. He's got it for a Panther touchdown. Jonathan Mingo, a 20-yard touchdown. And the Panthers are within an extra point of tying up this ball game.
Partner, remember that old film of Peyton Manning going through the route tree with his great receivers in Indianapolis? I think we're seeing the results of the same type of work here today. These guys know each other so well, they don't even have to call the play. They can just look each other and know the route that's going to be run, and usually the connection is perfect.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And we are tied at 7. So that winds up a 7-play drive all told. And the end result, a Panthers touchdown. So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. The Packers offense here coming back out for their 2nd drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown on their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Well, CD a lot of times like to separate speed and quickness, and they've got a back that's both. We know that he's fast in the open field, but man, his first step is so quick too.
It is something, isn't it? Because you think of that type of speed getting to the perimeter and turning upfield, but also when you run those inside runs, he can get into the secondary so fast the linebackers don't have a chance to react.
It's a gain of 12, and the Packers have the 1st. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line. Again, it's Jones. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Play 3 of the drive not as successful. They go backwards after those 2 first down gains. Love now. He dumps this off to Dillon. Now a loose football. The ball comes out. Oh, and one of the linemen on the other side has got it.
Wow, that ball gets knocked free, but a teammate comes along and scoops it up. It's almost like baseball. Guys at bat, people are on base in scoring position. One guy doesn't get them home. The next guy comes through and picks him up.
And avoids the turnover. And he's going to have a Packers 1st down as they're able to convert by plenty there on 3rd and 1.
Here we go. Here we go. Throw, 52.
Love. Short pass caught by Henry. Only able to gain a couple there, and it'll be 2nd down.
They gave up the completion there, but this is what zone defenses count on. Catching the ball and not much run after the catch.
Going back to Love. And that would get a right up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up. 8. 4th coming, and they need 8 yards on 3rd down. Play fake. Here's Love. He's going to let it go deep for the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there's not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number one. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Oh, a good return up past the 30. A reminder, once we hit halftime, as we do all season, we'll send it down to Jonathan Coachman in Orlando. He'll have all the stats and scores from games in progress around the NFL.
The best multitasker in the business, the coach.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. 3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Working the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And it's across midfield and inside the 45. That 3rd down conversion good for 23.
And that's well executed there on 3rd down. And I love the confidence that they had to let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a 1st down.
Dalton, 1st and 10. And again, that's Hurst. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25. Back-to-back receptions for him, and it's another 1st down. So Dalton now. That's caught over the middle by Hurst. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout, and we will. We've got an injured Packer on the field. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. So it's 1st and goal, and a great opportunity to get that lead back before the break. Sanders is not going to get in. In fact, he'll lose a couple of yards back to the 3. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1. Once again with Sanders. And this time he is in. Miles Sanders as the first half is winding down. And the Panthers have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. That could be an important swing right there. A touchdown in the final minute of the half to take the lead.
And I like the point you just made there. Could be an important swing because now that they have the lead, if they can carry that into the locker room at the half, they'll feel really good about what they accomplished in the first 2 quarters.
Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And the lead is now 14-10. So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. And not wanting to risk anything here late in the half, he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25. The Packer offense heading back for one final first half drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout. And an anxious moment or two there, but they do get him down. Love, they go play action now. Pass incomplete, but the flag in the backfield, and this might be a roughing call.
Personal foul, roughing the passer, defense.
So the incomplete pass there, but the roughing the passer call bails them out.
Which means you have to stay on the field on defense longer because you've given the offense free snaps, not to mention the free yardage after that mistake. And
that one will be no good. He never had it online,
anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. And he's going to be taken down here as that will lead us to the end of the first half of play. So we are at halftime here on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
All right, Brandon, thanks very much. Welcome in everyone to this Christmas Eve edition of the EA Sports Halftime Report. So let's get to it. We'll get started over at Mercedes-Benz Stadium in downtown Atlanta. And it's the Colts who have the lead in the second quarter. The number 4 overall pick, Anthony Richardson, a touchdown pass. From there, we head north to Minnesota. Check on the Vikings at home at US Bank Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Lions. Raheem Mostert with 2 touchdowns there. Lastly, we head to Southern California to check on the Rams at home at SoFi Stadium. And they were winners in that ball game over the visiting New Orleans Saints. Matthew Stafford, 4 touchdown passes in the victory. In that first half, we saw the veteran Miles Sanders doing his thing. He wound up finding the end zone on a touchdown run to help give his guys the advantage here at the break. Each team making their final preparations for this second half. We're about ready too, as we'll send you back up to Charlotte and rejoin Brandon and Charles at Bank of America Stadium.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The Packers set to get the football first, and they are trailing on the scoreboard as we resume action, ready for the third quarter. And this will not be returned, so the second half begins with a touchback. Here's the Packers offense now getting set to start off this third quarter. Well, Charles, we saw a pretty entertaining first half, close ball game. Remember there toward the end of the second quarter, the opposition scored to take the lead. Now we'll see if these guys can get a score of their own to regain that lead.
Yeah, they want to have that type of a response, don't they? Because they want to find a way to take control of this ball game one more time. Gauntlet's been thrown down. They want to see if they're ready to answer it.
He'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31.
It's up to number 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
They'll come up now 2nd and 4 from the 31.
Check.
Now a draw play. This is Jones. And a stretch out only about a yard up to the 32.
This is what happens sometimes when you abandon the running game. It's hard to get back to it because once guys get out of that mentality of firing out and hitting people, it's hard to get them started again occasionally.
Now a third down throw, and misses the target, incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
This is brought in at the 21. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Panthers will take over now 1st and 10. The Panthers offense now, they head back on the field for their first possession of the second half. We have not seen much on offense here from either side these last few drives. We've hit a wall, so to speak.
And have hit it hard, haven't we? Because the defenses right now, they seem to be a step ahead, don't they? Beating them to the point of attack, beating them to the punch. These offensive guys are tinkering like crazy. What's it going to take to get back on track?
Yeah, both sides searching for adjustments. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And this has been a familiar sight all afternoon as they stop him behind the line. He'll wind up losing 3. And now it's 3rd down.
I think it's pretty evident we can say what a difference a week makes. Last week, he ran pretty much wild, didn't he? Did pretty much what he wanted to do. But this one, they've stopped him cold. That, to me, that's good scouting and even better execution.
Yeah, and they stopped him behind the line right there. They obviously watched the tape a few times and made some adjustments. Give him 18. It's a Carolina 1st down.
They certainly had success throughout this contest, getting him the ball in the passing game, and there he picks up another 1st down. Whatever they saw going into this one, they've been able to capitalize on it, and no adjustment has been made to take it away.
And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
And they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And same result. He's going to take this just to the line of scrimmage before running into a brick wall. Well, now hang on here because he appears to be shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. And the line to gain here is the 37 on third down. Dalton. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up fourth down.
They decided the opportunity was there and launched a deep ball, but he was unable to get away from the defender, couldn't create space, couldn't uncover at the end of the route, and that one winds up incomplete.
Fourth down, Dalton wants to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he is going to have the Panthers first down. They calibrate a big one there to keep the drive moving and then some. Both sides were holding their breath there on that fourth down play, and the offense can breathe a sigh of relief.
And both knew exactly where the first down markers were. You know the defense is trying to guard those sticks and try and keep people in front, but somehow, some way, those guys found a way to pick it up.
So after the big play on fourth, here's first and 10. Passing, it's Dalton. Toward the end zone, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
That's a pretty play there. Got in at the last second, helped force the ball free, and kept them out of the end zone.
Third quarter action, and we appreciate you spending your Christmas Eve right here with us. Second and 10. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
That play call wasn't there for them against that coverage. So they're going to spin the dial now in their playbook and come up with one more shot at the marker to try and keep this series going.
This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have them looking at third and 10. And it'll be Dalton again. And the throw there going to be incomplete. Green Bay up to the task there in coverage and forcing a fourth down. So Young will head to the sideline, and on is Pinheiro for the Panther field goal. This is up and good from Pinheiro. So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
The Carolina kick team is out there ready to go, and they kick this one away. Nixon elects not to return it, and this comes out to the 25. The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Now, during that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Throwing on first down, but this one winds up to be incomplete. He's had trouble finding open receivers all game, CD, and that's because really there hasn't been many. This defense has been all over them.
Yeah, they're one of the better defenses in the league, and every time I talk to someone around the NFL, they all say the exact same thing. They're so fundamentally sound, it's hard to execute against them.
There's the stiff arm. He finds his man complete. It's Reed. 9 yards, and that leaves him just short, so it'll be 3rd and less than a yard.
Here we go. Ready?
They'll try and run for it with Jones. And a good run here as he'll rumble all the way down to the 40-yard line. 73 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon. After the run by Jones, here's 1st and 10.
Ready.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. He'll get this down to the 38.
Oh, that's a real nice job there by the defensive front. They just engaged and held their ground. But how about the guy who made the play? We often talk about whether they take a good first step or not. Many times you just don't take any step. Just get your feet moving, get your body going, and then once he made the read, he was able to make the play.
And he'll be taken down after a minimal pickup, and that will take us to the end of quarter number 3. So they'll get a little extra time to come up with his 3rd down play as we play 3 quarters. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's the Packers who have the football, but in need of points as we begin quarter number 4. On 3rd down, Love. He's got his target. That's complete. And he'll cross over out of bounds right at the 25. 11 yards and a Green Bay Packer 1st down. Throwing. Love. Short pass caught by Henry. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done. 12 more yards there and another 1st down.
Opposite. Green. Switch. Yellow. Commit red. Yellow. Line. Check pink. Check white.
They go back to the ground with Jones. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
Come on. Set. Black block. Blue check. Opposite. Green.
They'll go again to Jones. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it sets him up 1st and goal.
Another carry for their leader and a good one. It's crunch time. They'll need him to continue to be productive in both the run and passing game in order for them to try and snatch a victory.
Dillon. And a second effort gets him in. Touchdown, Packers. A.J. Dillon with his 9th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Packers are an extra point away from tying this game here in the 4th. We are set up for a fantastic finish now. A 4th quarter touchdown here, and we're an extra point away from a tie football game.
And I know they're thinking about possibly going for 2, but I'd go ahead and kick this one and just get it back to level.
Don't forget the extra point. It's up and good. And an important one that is, as we are all tied now early in this 4th quarter. Now this one setting up for a great finish. All tied in the 4th as the kick's away. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll start this drive just across the 30. Pretty nice work on the return. Possession of the football goes over to Carolina. They no longer have the lead after that last touchdown. All tied up in the 4th quarter. And a chance for this offense to mount a potential game-winning drive right here. And Dalton and the Panthers now with a 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. They'll start on the ground with Hubbard. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the plays we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to pull one over his head as this game progresses.
Give him 9 yards on the 2nd down screen play.
That's a nice design there, but sometimes, though, you get so many blockers out ahead of you, they kind of slow you down and force you to adjust. You always appreciate guys trying to help you, but maybe one less there could have turned this into a bigger gain.
They'll try and run for this with Hubbard. Shreds him with a stiff arm. And he is going to have the Panthers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Brad, what were they thinking on defense there? They looked like they were playing for the pass. That was 3rd and short. Yeah, it was an easy pickup because they handed it to him. it. That was way too easy.
Just looked like absolute confusion defensively. Not sure why they were in that set.
Yeah, I'd say you try to have a few men in the box there.
And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 2nd down now as they search for a score to break this tie. Dalton here from the gun. Eluding the pressure right. They'll air one out deep from Mingo. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down. A big play here. 3rd and 2. On 3rd down, here's a run by Hubbard. And he'll be taken down, but he does have 1st down yardage.
Well, partner, what do you think? Might have been 4th down territory if they didn't pick it up, but...
Yeah, it's a moot point now. I was curious, so if they didn't get it there, would they have gone for it? I guess we'll never know.
Yeah, we didn't have to make that call, but I have a feeling both of us would have said, go for it.
The Packers going to use one of their timeouts, and they'll be disappointed to have to burn one there after giving up the 1st down. Here's 1st and goal. Here's Dalton. To the goal line, but it's incomplete. This secondary as a unit, they've worked really well together in this one, especially late.
A lot of cohesiveness, a lot of communication, and some great athleticism. They're playing so well now, a nickname is sure to follow. They're going to have to name this whole unit soon.
Now the Packers going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. From the 4 now, 3rd and goal. Hubbard. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. Now the Packers going to burn their 3rd and final timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. So here we go. Maybe the biggest kick of the game forthcoming. This for the lead in the final stages. The kick by Pinheiro is good. And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th, but there is still time left for a final drive.
Did they score too soon? Post-game will tell us, right? Depending on what happens on this drive, that's how we'll analyze it. If the other team scores, they scored too soon. If they somehow hold on, they manage the clock exactly right.
So here's Love and the Packers. Down 20-17, a minute 16 remaining. A possible crippling loss to their playoff status in the balance, barring a late score.
Ready.
Love looking to throw it. Oh, and that's going to sabotage their comeback plans. It is intercepted. And he will bring this one back. It's a pick 6 for a Panther touchdown. And so much for the game-winning 2-minute drive. I think that interception return there pretty much seals the deal.
And one thing to keep in mind, in this situation with the score that close, defense isn't backing off and just giving you easy throws. They're playing aggressively as well, and they end up picking that one off and sealing the deal for themselves.
Pinheiro now to add the extra point. And his guys will take a 10-point lead. So the defense creating some points, not only getting the interception, but then returning it to the end zone for the pick 6. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Green Bay offense ready to take over. They might be thinking this is close to a lost cause here. Got to play it out. What do they need to do?
Well, they have a thought process in mind already, but they can't get ahead of themselves. They know that they need to score quickly.
Yep, 2-score game.
Onside kick and get the ball back and then score again, but they can't worry about the last 2 points. The only thing that matters is scoring quickly, then they'll take it from there.
Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. But just over a minute to go in the football game. 2nd and 10. Love's throw brought in by Watson. And get this beyond the 40 before he's taken down. Now Love. He's going to let it fly. And that is incomplete.
Limited time left on the clock after that incompletion. So I think both sides are going to savor every second to prepare before the next snap. Because once the ball's in motion, it may be a non-stop push to finish this drive off. Everyone better be on the same page right now, because I think they're going to try and get...
And the ball comes out. Love lost it. And it's picked up by the Panthers. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line.
Well, that drive wasn't a case of wanting to put points on the board. It was needing to, having to, and they didn't get it done.
Yeah, didn't get it done, and now you look at the situation and the point differential, 2 scores, pretty much game, set, match.
How about the takeaway, though, huh? How about those defensive guys?
The Panthers now set to take over offensively. And they've got this one in hand. No timeouts remaining defensively, so this one should just be one kneel and then handshakes. Dalton down to a knee, and that'll be all she wrote.
Listen, anytime you take a knee to end a game, that means you've won it. So it doesn't matter whether it's home or on the road, but there's something a little extra special about doing it in front of your home crowd, isn't there?
And the home crowd applauding. They're happy with what they've seen. Chalk this one up in the left-hand column for a win.
Yeah, that's right. Head to the locker room, throw the wristbands in the crowd for the kids, your gloves, your towels. Get to share it with the home team.
So this one is over. A victory for Carolina. And we talk so much about the turnover battle, determining who wins, who loses. This game, no exception. Air-free football, no turnovers at all, and they win it.
So this is one you don't have to convince your team that what you're saying is accurate. And you know what I'm talking about. Head coach always stands up in front of the team and says, guys, if we do this, this, and this, we'll win. And usually they say if we win the turnover battle, we'll win. Well, here's...